You try to compensate for it, and the only way to compensate for that lack is through anger, right? It's just through anger, right? So they just get really angry, really frustrated, and now they need to place that anger or frustration because it can't dwell in the body. It's too powerful for that. So now they gotta lash it out and bring it on to people. But in order, they figure out that they can't go around people. People won't want them around if they show that side in them right away. So they start to figure out ways on how to hide it, how to be this person, but really mean this. Right? They figure out how to hide it. So it's your job to understand that there are people out there that are really painting false realities and illusions, and they have you looking and feeling ways, and it's on purpose because you don't have the truth. Now, let me tell you something too. This world was kind of built off of that system. It was built off of false realities, false prophets. It was built off of illusions. It was built off of a lot of things that are not catering to the human soul, the human mind, human nature, our cycle, the cyclical. This is why everything was changed. You get what I'm saying? Because it didn't cater to the cadence of today and what they wanted to be today in the system that was created today. This is why it was called the New World, because it's a new system that's created. It's no longer the old system. The old system had different rules, had different feelings, had different vibes. So a lot of people be like, yo, it don't feel the same no more. It don't feel the same no more because it's a new world. It's a new system. There's new things in order. You just don't understand. You just won't see it all until it's done, until it's finished. Just like how when the pandemic hit, you didn't feel, you didn't see, you didn't understand. And still, a lot of people don't understand that this a big change that happened. Well, what are one of the big changes then? New York City is no longer 24 hours. New York City used to be 24 hours. New York City now close at 3, 4 in the morning, 12 a.m. Sometimes some stores even close 10 p.m. That never happened in the history of New York City. It never was like that. You was always able to go and get you a sandwich, get you a food, go to a club, go to an after spot, go to an after spot on after spot, club on club. Never. Now we shut down after the pandemic. Stores is now closing at 10 p.m. Stores are lucky to be open past 12 a.m. There's some stores now that are staying open past 12 a.m., maybe to 4 a.m. There's no more 24-hour spots. There's really no more 24-hour stores. If they are moving like that, it's probably most likely illegal, but it's rare that you find that. We are now shut down. New York City, known for being a place of no sleep, and a place that never sleeps, now sleeps. You get what I'm saying? So this is just one of the little examples of what's going on and how things change and how you don't realize it, right? So now we don't live in that same reality. Anybody that feels like that reality is still in existence, that's a false reality right now. It's a false reality to believe that you're going outside and getting everything at 6 in the morning, no anymore, 5 in the morning. If anything, stores are now just opening up. If anything, we're not living in them same circumstances, under them same conditions. Things has changed after the pandemic. There's definitely a new world. There's definitely a new feeling. There's definitely a new vibe. You can't tell nobody it's not. There's still people walking around with masks on. You get what I'm saying? So things has changed. So this is what I mean by living in false realities, because sometimes it's even just as simple as that. Sometimes it's just as simple as there are certain changes in your life and you're not getting adjusted or you're not getting jiggy with that change. You're not really trying to move with the change. You're trying to keep things the same, and that creates a false reality because things has to change. Everything is constantly changing. It's a cycle. It's a motion. It's constantly changing. So you have to be okay with the change, and you have to go with the change. You can't just fight against the change and rebel against the change. You get what I'm saying? Because that's where you're going to lack. That's when you're going to start to lose yourself. That's when you're going to really be able to keep up with things. You get what I'm saying? So with that said, there's like a lot of different levels to this, false realities. I was talking about the false realities that most people have also with dealing with, schools and dealing with being an athlete and dealing with being with, at certain positions in life to where you feel like you're supposed to be getting this, you're supposed to be doing that, it's supposed to go like this, but in all reality, that's just not the way it is. That's just not the way this thing is supposed to go. Like, I remember I was interested in forensic science, and the way that they're painting on the TV is that you get to go out in the field, and then you get to go out and do the desk work, and then you get to go and be in a lab. Like, actually, you can't do that. Technically, that's contaminating evidence. You need to be in one spot. The person that's going on the field is in the field. The person that's in the lab is in the lab. The person that's over there doing the desk work is doing the desk work. You're not doing all three. So that's the false reality. So I would have went into forensic science thinking like, hey, I get to do this and that, and that's not the reality of it. I'd have been mad and sad if my teacher and the person that's doing forensic science didn't tell me like, hey, nah, that's not how it goes. This is exactly how it is, and had me make a fundamental decisions with all the facts and all the experience and the stuff that they had, not to discourage me, but to give me the reality of what this would be, right? Sometimes they'd be like, hey, yo, let's go do this, let's go make this move, your friend, but they don't give you all the facts and the reality of how it's gonna be, right? Don't you hate when you go out to an event or a party and then you get there and there's somebody or people you don't like and they didn't give you the reality of who was really gonna be there, what really was the vibes is gonna be? Like, you get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean by false reality. It's not telling the whole truth. It's not, it's trying to twist things around. It's trying to paint an image, an illusion. It's trying to, like, say, like, oh, it's this way when it's not that way. It's trying to make up for the lack, right? You're lacking somewhere. You're lacking somewhere. So you got to make up for that lack. You have to find a way to be delusional, create illusions, or create it and make somebody believe you're more than you're not. That is called making up for the lack. And when you make up for the lack, you are now painting false realities. Yo, I got this, I got that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. In all reality, you're not. False reality. You got people thinking and believing in you when you're not that person. False reality. You got people thinking that you're about to lead them somewhere, you're about to help them get some money, you're about to help change their life, and you're not. False reality. You get what I'm saying? So this is an episode that I had to break down. There's probably going to be more parts of this, but yeah, false realities is a thing. Illusions is a thing. Be careful out here. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of traps out here that's trying to mislead you and convince you that they have the best interest for you and the best things at heart for you, and it's really not that. You know what I'm saying? So, Truth Behind the Culture, I'm out. Thank you for tuning in. Much love. Doses.